Disney Classics, or what you may also hear sometimes referred to as the Disney Animation Canon, is a term you've most likely heard in relation to a selection of Disney's animated movies. You may have seen it attached to DVD and Blu-ray releases, as well as home media collections, or may have heard me mention it in one of my past videos. But have you ever wondered what makes a Disney classic? Why your favourite Disney sequels and groundbreaking movies like Mary Poppins aren't considered classics, but movies like Home on the Range and Chicken Little are? Or how Disney can already consider their upcoming movie a classic without it having even been released in cinemas yet? If yes, then you're not alone, because these are questions that I've seen pop up quite a bit. It's clear that there seems to be a little confusion regarding Disney's criteria for what makes a classic, but unsurprisingly enough, it's something quite simple and, well, I guess a little bit sneaky in some regards. So with that, please allow me to set the record straight with this installment of Explaining Disney. Despite what some may think, the branding of Disney classics on any given feature isn't used by the company as an accolade or honour for the movies that they believe are classic or the best, but plain and simply a banner or a brand that Disney uses to distinguish the movies created and produced by their main animation division, Walt Disney Animation Studios, from their other subsidiary animation studios such as Disney Toon Studios, Pixar Animation Studios, Image Movers Digital, or the like. Think of Disney classics like Coca-Cola Classic. This doesn't infer that Coca-Cola Classic is the best Coca-Cola, even though it actually is. It just means that it is the original. That's a pretty good way to look at Disney classics, actually. They are the originals. For this reason, you'll never see any of the straight-to-home media sequels, the Tinkerbell movies, or fan favourites like the Goofy movie branded as classic because they were not produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios, but Disney Toon Studios. You won't see Toy Story or Monsters Inc. or The Incredibles branded as Disney classics because they were produced by Pixar. You won't see any of the motion capture or stop-motion pictures labelled Disney classics because, well, you get the point. To be a Disney classic and a part of the canon, Disney's criteria usually stipulates that the movie must not only originate from Walt Disney Animation Studios, but be fully animated and not a live-action animation hybrid. There are some exceptions in that some animated titles with minimal live-action segments, such as Fantasia and the Three Caballeros, are counted, but as a general rule, movies like Song of the South, Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and Pete's Dragon don't meet the criteria to be labelled classics. However, this brings us to the strangest anomaly of the entire Disney classics thing. In some European countries, the latter movies that I just mentioned are in fact included in classics lineups, meaning that there are actually various different versions of the Disney classics canon. Likewise, in the UK and Australia, for reasons that are beyond me, Disney's 2000 animation Dinosaur is excluded from the classics lineup, but is instead replaced by 2006's The Wild, a movie that was only ever distributed by Disney and instead made by independent Canadian animation studio Core Feature Animation. Additionally, 2011's Winnie the Pooh, for some reason, also finds itself omitted from the UK and Australian lineups. Australia, however, goes one step further and even omits lesser-known animated titles from the canon. So while the brand does a good job at distinguishing the Walt Disney Animation Studio movies from the pack, one may wonder why do they need to do this, especially if every country can just kind of pick and choose what they feel fits the criteria. Well, it simply comes down to one thing: marketing, or specifically, how each individual country feels the need to sell Disney movies. Overall, the Disney Classics brand is just a promotional tool that the studio can use to launch advertising campaigns from. It allows them to release special edition numbered sets that make you feel like you gotta collect them all. It also allows them to release expensive, lavish box sets to entice consumers to collect an almost falsely advertised complete collection. And additionally, it allows Disney to give their upcoming movies a marketing boost by promoting them as a landmark or milestone release. I'm sure you'll remember the campaign behind Tangled, proclaiming it to be Disney's 50th animated motion picture, despite there actually being over 100 Disney animated motion pictures. Yes, this does lead to the movies having different numberings in different countries, and even allows a touch of revisionist history, but at the end of the day, labeling a movie a Disney classic and giving it a number sells more more physical units in store and gets more people into cinemas to see the latest one. Me personally, I'm not huge on the Disney Classics branding for all of the fishy reasons mentioned above. I would rather refer to the output of the Walt Disney Animation Studios as the aforementioned Disney Animation Canon. I feel that it's all-encompassing, non-revisionist, and feel that it's a more prestigious title, which doesn't seem to be used on a marketing or business level for the sake of exploiting specific titles. It also allows us to include movies like Mary Poppins, or buried classic Song of the South, or animated propaganda film Victory Through Air Power, which non-surprisingly gets left off every single list of Disney classics. Yes, Disney Classics gives us a fun way to collect all of the movies, but if the definition of a classic can be changed to suit whatever promotional agenda any region comes up with, we have to wonder, do we really need it? If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.